In March 2026, a conflict erupted that plunged the entire world into darkness. The Strait of Hormuz, the world's most critical energy artery, is officially closed. Every passing hour bleeds billions of dollars from the global economy as oil prices surge past $100 a barrel. We are spiraling toward an energy disaster with no end in sight, and the chaos is just beginning. Global energy markets are in total chaos, with insurance giants pulling all war risk coverage. 20% of the world's oil and gas is now trapped behind a wall of geopolitical tension. But it's not just about fuel. The Gulf nations import over 80% of their food through these very same waters. With the strait shut down, supermarket shelves from Dubai to Riyadh are starting to empty within days. Deep within these jagged peaks lies a hidden future vision that could strip this choke point of its power forever. A $250 billion pathway designed to redraw the global map and secure the world's survival. But can this route actually be built? And will Iran ever let its ultimate strategic weapon simply slip away? Imagine a world where ships never have to sail near Iranian shores. A place where the mountains aren't an obstacle but a bulletproof shield for the world's fleet. Can we build a megatunnel deep beneath the earth to save the global economy? The engineering behind this project is so complex that many experts call it impossible. If you believe technology can finally outsmart geography, stay with us until the end, because in Chapter 4 we reveal the technical truth that could change everything. But first, let's look at the failed dream that started it all: the Musandam Canal. For decades, strategists have obsessed over one radical idea: the Musandam Canal. Oman's Musandam Peninsula juts into the sea like a jagged stone fortress. If we could carve a canal through it, tankers would never need the Strait of Hormuz again. On paper, it's a brilliant shortcut. In reality, it's an engineering nightmare. The Musandam Peninsula isn't just flat sand. It's home to the Hajar Mountains, some of the most unforgiving terrain in the Middle East. Limestone peaks tower over 6,500 feet above sea level. Building a canal here wouldn't just mean digging, it would mean demolishing entire mountain ranges. To put that in perspective, the Panama Canal expansion cost roughly $5 billion. A Musandam Canal would require blasting through miles of solid rock, with costs easily exceeding $100 billion. But there's a bigger problem. A surface canal is vulnerable. One grounded ship or a single targeted strike could shut the entire thing down overnight. This is why the canal has always remained a mirage. But engineers didn't give up. They realized that if you can't remove the mountain, you have to use it. Instead of going over the peaks, what if we went deep inside them? It sounds like a plot from a sci-fi movie, but in one corner of the globe, this impossible concept is already becoming a reality. On the other side of the planet, Norway is attempting something that has never been done in human history. They aren't trying to move the mountains, they're going through them. This is the Stadship Tunnel. For centuries, the Stadhavet Sea has been a graveyard for ships due to its brutal storms. To bypass it, Norway began carving a 1.1-mile tunnel through solid rock. The sheer scale is hard to grasp. At 37 meters high, the interior is as tall as a 12-story building. It is the world's first full-scale tunnel designed to let 16,000-ton ships sail directly through the heart of a mountain. Norway has proven that when the surface is too dangerous, the answer lies beneath the earth. But here is the reality check. Norway is drilling 1.1 miles. For the Musandam Peninsula, we are talking about a distance of nearly 50 miles. Can we take this Norwegian blueprint and scale it up by 50 times to save the global economy? The question is, if we take Norway's vision and apply it to the Hajar Mountains, what does that look like? We aren't talking about small cruise ships here. We are talking about ultra-large crude carriers like ULCC vessels over 1,300 feet long and 200 feet wide. Building a sanctuary for these titans requires a new breed of mechanical monsters. We would need the world's largest tunnel boring machines, with diameters reaching 200 feet, roughly the height of a 20-story building. But the real challenge isn't just the size, it's the pressure of thousands of tons of limestone. So how would the work begin? The first step is dual-end drilling. Crews would blast into the peninsula from both sides simultaneously to save time. But as these machines grind forward, a massive risk emerges: the weight of the mountain itself. If the roof isn't reinforced perfectly, the entire project collapses. The engineering team would first stabilize the upper arch, reinforcing it with liquid concrete and steel to hold the mountain's weight. But as they dig deeper below sea level, they face their next enemy, the ocean. Massive coffer dams would be used to block the water while the tunnel floor is carved out. These technical hurdles lead to the ultimate question: how long does it take and who pays the bill? The $250 billion question: time and money. Experts estimate a project of this scale would take 15 to 20 years to complete, with a price tag between $150 billion and $250 billion. While that number seems astronomical, look at the world in March 2026. When the strait is closed, the global economy loses roughly $33 billion every single day. At that rate, this tunnel pays for itself in under 30 days of crisis. For nations building cities like Neom, this isn't just a project, it's an insurance policy for civilization. In the end, conquering the geology might be the easy part. The real battle is politics. The Musandam Peninsula belongs to Oman, a nation that has spent decades carefully balancing its relationships in a very dangerous neighborhood. For Oman, this tunnel isn't just an infrastructure project, it's a total transformation of their national destiny. Imagine Oman becoming the new gatekeeper of global trade. By controlling this tunnel, they could collect billions in transit fees, turning a rugged mountain range into a permanent gold mine. But with that wealth comes immense pressure. Because an underground tunnel is nearly impossible to block with conventional naval mines or drone strikes, it effectively renders Iran's greatest strategic weapon, the ability to shut down the strait, completely obsolete. Iran has spent 50 years using the Strait of Hormuz as a diplomatic hammer. Would they really sit quietly while a $250 billion bypass route destroys their leverage? The tension doesn't disappear, it just shifts. Instead of patrolling the open waters, the focus turns to the tunnel's entrances. Who provides the security? Who controls the off switch during a conflict? This tunnel would turn Oman into the most strategically sensitive piece of land on Earth. It would force global powers, the US, China, and India, to guarantee Oman's protection at all costs. This isn't just a battle of machines and stone, it's a high-stakes global game of chess, where the winner controls the lifeblood of civilization. So we return to the ultimate question: will this tunnel ever be built? As of now, the Musandam Ship Tunnel remains an engineering concept, a future vision that many might call madness. But remember, 100 years ago, the Panama Canal was called impossible. 5 years ago, Norway's ship tunnel was seen as a joke. The crisis of March 2026 has taught us a brutal lesson: geography is not destiny. The Strait of Hormuz has always been a choke point, but we no longer have to be its prisoners. We've seen how quickly military tension can stall 20 million barrels of oil and send prices soaring above $100 per barrel. Is it time to stop relying on old paths and start carving our own? Should the world finally invest in this $250 billion escape, or will we forever remain at the mercy of this fragile corridor? The decision no longer rests with engineers, it rests with the survival of the global economy. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to subscribe to Grand Project Files. We cover mega projects and futuristic concepts like this. We'll meet again in the next video, so stay tuned.